Hello, I am Cristiano Pesaresi and I am the president of the degree course in Geographical Science for Environment and Health at Sapienza University of Rome. I have taught this contribution together with my colleagues Davide Pavia of my same department, that it is to say Letters and Modern Cultures, and Corrado De Vito of the Department of Public Health and Infectious Disease. We work together in the context of the degree course in Geographical Science for Environment and Health because it is an interfaculty among letters and philosophy, pharmacy and medicine, and economy. The degree course is characterized by three main learning areas, that is to say geographical, cartographic, and application discipline, epidemiological and health discipline, and a mixed group constituted by historical, literary, anthropological, sociological, and linguistic discipline. The degree course is based on an interdisciplinary approach, and it focuses the attention of very important actual problems and aspects in a diachronic and a relational perspective, as for example, health of the environment and population, quality of life and pollution, enhancement of the environmental and cultural heritage, study of natural risk and risk due to human activities, and then distributive and evolutionary analysis of the social, demographic, and the migratory components. The degree course aims to merge methodological knowledge and application skills, and it gives considerable importance to the analysis and processing of quantitative and qualitative data in graphic and digital cartographic solution using GIS and modern geotechnologies. In the last years, we have worked together to different projects and research regarding human health and social utility, using GIS, specific tools, and geospatial and multitemporal analysis as common aspects where converge interdisciplinary contents and competencies. A first work, for example, concerned the re-elaboration of John Snow's map in a GIS environment to offer input regarding the possible analysis concerning a specific risk factor and the widespread of disease, in this case cholera. To work in an applicative way and to show some possible guidelines to operate, we have georeferenced the original map on the basis of a recent satellite image. Then we have symbolized the casualties with dots having graduated colors and dimensions. At the end of the editing activity, the kernel density tool was applied, creating an output elaboration with 5 classes, colored with the yellow to dark brown color ramp, useful to represent the hierarchy of the value. It is evident that the highest class is placed in the surrounding of the broad street ramp. And then, to emphasize the effect and propose another synthetic solution, only 3 classes were used to increase the capacity of fast communication. Similar solution and elaboration well show situations with high density of problems, disease, and casualties. For another work, we have operated according to medical geography aims and guidelines. For example, to identify the distribution of disease and the causes of this distribution, to identify risk areas and zones that differ from such pattern, and then to promote a relational analysis between environmental and behavior factors and pathologies. For example, for this study, we have focused the attention on electromagnetic field from radio base station which receive and transmit mobile phone signal. It is only one of the possible risk factor widespread on territory. And it is a risk factor with a relevant visual impact. In this case, the contribution of geographic research concerns, for example, investigation and field surveys, the use of instruments for geolocalization and measurement, GIS elaboration, and three-dimensional modeling. For this work, we have focused the attention on a study area of Rome Northeast with a high population and building density. It is the example of a sector of Nomentana Street, where we have identified different radio-based stations. For each station, we have edited a green point, and then we have created buffer zone, respectively with a radius of 70 meters and 140 meters from the dot, according to law and the testing model. The buffer zone with a radius of 70 meters are in orange, while the buffer zone with a radius of 140 meters are in yellow. Then, with pink and red colors, there are the areas where houses and buildings are exposed to possible electromagnetic field coming from different directions. And then we have elaborated and tested a three-dimensional model in order to identify each house and building exposed to possible risk factors. Obviously, by adapting this model to all the radio-based stations of a municipality, it's possible to have a whole coverage. In this other work, we have conducted a territorial screening with the aim of reducing white coat attendance, that is to say, not adequate attendance, to emergency room of Policlinico Umberto I in Rome. A similar screening can be useful to provide a geographical and sanitary look for an improvement of the situation, and it can be useful to identify the areas which use emergency room in a not adequate way, increasing overcrowding. So, we have elaborated a source map from which derive all the other maps. The white dot map is the map on which all the white code recorded in the Policlinico database for 2011 have been geolocalized after data cleaning and data quality operation. 2011 has been chosen as a reference year for this test, also because it is the data of the last census. In 2011, there were many white coats, above all due to disease of the nervous system, traumatism and poisoning, reproduction and development problems. From this source map, we have produced a set of related maps concerning, for example, the white code in absolute value divided into classes and according to different dimensions of areas from census section to municipal territory. And it is strongly evident that the main amount of attendance in white code derive from east and northeast zone. And I would like to end this contribution with some proposals for further studies and interdisciplinary application. For an experimental and applied study based on the synergic use of GIS and remote sensing, the proposal can be to produce an harmonious and relational geodatabase and geospatial multitemporal analysis founded on two different datasets. The acronic database provided by the Policlinico Umberto I of the Sapienza University of Rome regarding the triage and the reason for attendance to emergency room for different year and with a focus on Rome. And for example, the attention can be focused on respiratory disease, cardiovascular disease, infectious disease. And then an analytic database and satellite image with high resolution provided by Italian Space Agency regarding meteorological elements, temperature, heat wave, humidity, and the air pollution data for the same years and with a focus on Rome. And this in order to evaluate and estimate the possible direct relation between meteorological and air pollution data per month in particular cases and the rise or fall in specific disease and complication in the acute phase, making attendance to emergency room with serious cause necessary. Thank you very much.